Hey, John, good to see you. Today we are doing a little myth busting, specifically the myth of retiring in a lower tax bracket. I think a lot of us assume that in retirement we're not working, so we're not going to have an income, so our taxes are going to be lower, but that's not necessarily true, right?
Absolutely, not always the case, and here's why. Right, I think people have that myth because you said it. You have your salary, so if you're making $150,000 a year, that's what you're focusing your taxes on.
Hmm.
However, in retirement, our spending doesn't always go down because it's now our tax brackets are now based on our spending.
Hmm.
And I have never met anyone who has worked 30 or 40 years and now they're coming into retirement, right? The time where every day is a Saturday and they get to relax and enjoy the spoils of all their hard work. I've never met anyone who wants to live a lower lifestyle.
Right.
So, as I mentioned, every day is Saturday. And when do the fellas go to Home Depot? On Saturday. Aaron, when do you get your hair done and whatnot?
Right.
On
On the weekends.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Right. So now every day is a Saturday. So we often see a little bit of spike in spending, and people want to maintain the same lifestyle or better. So now if you're spending, $8,000 a month and you're living off your assets, those assets that you have to take out to create that income stream are going to be taxable just like ordinary income, especially if they're coming from your 401k or IRA.
Mm.
Secondly, as we progress through retirement, you have the three marginal tax traps that people know about, but really aren't aware of their impact. And that's the taxation of Social Security, the taxation of Medicare, and required minimum distributions in your 70s, which may force additional distributions that you don't need. When you combine all those three tax traps with your income, there you get, in some cases, an actual higher average tax rate.
Hmm. And we are in a historically low tax rate right now, and taxes are set to go higher. They could possibly go much, much higher. When we take a look back, John, we can see that, I mean, the government can dip pretty deep here into our pockets.
Yeah, yeah, and back in the late 40s, when it was 94% for the marginal. Now the marginal, those are the highest tax brackets. Um, but they had to pay for the war. Well, what do we have going on now? We have 30 trillion plus dollars in national debt.
Right.
And we've been at the lowest tax rates for some time now, even before the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which took it a little bit lower. And Aaron, what do I like to say behavioral finance wise when the markets are at all time highs?
We're at all-time risk.
Right. We're at the point of financial market risk, the highest point. So really, it's a good reversal here that in terms of taxes, we're pretty much at the point of maximum tax risk.
Hmm. And we've talked recently too about the market volatility right now, which is when you say it's a good time to consider maybe some strategies today that can help us take advantage of the historically low tax rate now and have tax-free money in retirement. What are they?
Yeah, well, Mama always said, find that silver lining. The markets are down. So maybe now is a good time to move that taxed always IRA or 401k money to a tax free vehicle like the Roth IRA, more commonly, and even less commonly, but equal, if not more powerful, cash value life insurance.
Yeah, those are good options, John. I think something else that I wanted to ask about, though, a lot of people consider municipal bonds. What do we need to know about those as far as tax-free income?
Yes. So when I look at municipal bonds, you hit it on the dot. They're only good for tax free income. They're truly not a tax free asset like the Roth IRA or cash value life insurance, simply because of the fact that while municipal bonds don't have a tax on ordinary income, they do go into the taxation for Social Security. And you have to remember that not all muni bonds may be tax free. If you're buying another muni bond that's paying a great rate in another state, the state you live in may not give you that tax-free break on that. So you always have to be aware of that. And, getting back to as to why this is important. Taxes are one of the few things that we actually have some control over for right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you convert your money from always taxed to never taxed, you're going to pay taxes on it today. And we're not saying that you're going to like paying taxes, because we certainly aren't,
Right.
but you understand the tax that you're going to pay, and you decide, I want to convert this much and pay that much tax, and the control is yours.
Mm-hmm.
The control is not ours in the future. And as we saw that prior chart, the sky's the limit on taxes. And the analogy I kind of like to use here is, think about if you could have stockpiled gas 2 years ago at
Right.
gas prices to where they are now, right? No one ever thought that our gas could, be approaching, $6.50 a gallon here in California. But here we are, right? So it's a good way to be proactive against future tax hikes, and even more so when the market's down. If you're converting an IRA to a Roth IRA right now, find that silver lining in a down market. And when the market recovers, and we understand that the best days often follow the worst days, your money is now in a tax-free vehicle that's going to get that powerful recovery and future growth tax-free.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So important, because as you know, and you say all the time, if you do not have a tax plan, you do not have a retirement plan. This is such an important component of having a holistic retirement plan. John, if somebody would like your help creating that holistic plan, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, you can reach us 2 ways. Give us a call at the office, 858-935-6210, or visit our website, www.gosecures.com. And under the Contact Us tab, you can schedule a 15-minute phone call to answer any questions, or a 90-minute complimentary consultation.
Very easy. All right, John, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.